In full disclosure, I enjoyed the Penguins' 5-3 win over the Edmonton Oilers on Thursday immensely. I am Dan Kingerski on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now YouTube channel. And the reason I enjoyed the Penguins game on Thursday, how could you not? Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid going toe-to-toe, both playing exceptionally well. The Penguins, a scrappy, hard-nosed team performance. Edmonton attacking in the second period and trying to attack in the third period, and the Penguins doing what they had to do to blunt the attack, wrestle momentum back. It really was a hockey game with everything. Some really great goals, some strong defense by the Penguins, some desperate defense, good goaltending by Alex Nedeljkovic. There aren't many bad grades. In fact, I don't have any bad grades to deliver from Thursday night. So if you're watching and you want me to tear into the player you hate the most, well, you're kind of SOL. You're out of luck on Thursday. Let's start with maybe the one under the radar player from Thursday that made a huge difference, and that would be Alex Nedeljkovic. You saw it early in the first period, making just a desperate glove save on Evan Bouchard. Bouchard in the power play steps into it from the high slot. Perfect shot. Nedeljkovic kind of fights it off with the glove, makes the save, keeps the puck out of the net. Even on Edmonton's goal in the first period, Zach Hyman, actually it was a Sidney Crosby turnover, believe it or not. Edmonton transitions. Zach Hyman gets behind Marcus Pettersson for the quick breakaway. Nedeljkovic makes the twirling windmill pad save, stacks the pads and flips over. He gave the Penguins a chance to clear the rebound. However, Leon Draisaitl jumped on that, put it in the net for Edmonton's goal. But it was still a great save, and those sorts of moments make the team want to play harder for the goaltender. They realize they let him down twice, actually, giving up the breakaway, but also giving up or allowing the rebound to sit there like it did. The Penguins really did something they haven't done well this season, but they did it in the second period, and that was wrestle momentum back from a team that had really started to pin them down. Edmonton, boy, they are so good. I mean, you just look at how sharp McDavid and Draisaitl can be when they play together, which they did on Thursday quite a bit because they were behind. Obviously, Coach Knobloch just like, go for it, go. How quick McDavid moves, not just speed to get to the next spot, but his head is up as his feet are going, and he's finding the open man, finding Draisaitl, and it's so impressive because he moves like a UFO. I mean, 10 years, 11 years in the league, he still moves like a UAP, just getting to a spot you don't think they can get to so quickly. So not only does a forward have to defend, but now a defenseman feels like he's wide open and has to make a desperation play. McDavid is, it's not the defense's fault, quite frankly. It's just McDavid being that good, pulling people to him, creating open men. The only way to beat that is to get the puck and not give the puck to Edmonton. And that's what the Penguins did in the second period. They weren't at their best. They weren't holding on to pucks as well as they did in the first period. They did well enough. They scrapped, they fought, and they clawed. Edmonton gets a late power play goal on a real iffy call. Brian Rust kind of planted himself between Connor McDavid and the Penguins defenseman who had the puck. McDavid just tried to go through Rust. Rust gets the interference penalty. I'm privy to some of the stuff said on the ice, and let's just say McDavid knew it might have been a folly. It might have been a mistake sort of call. They weren't giving it back. And Edmonton scores a power play goal with 15 seconds to go in the second period. Now it's 5-3. I received a couple of texts from fellow media members not at the arena saying, 7-6 guaranteed. Nope. The Penguins clamped down in the third period. And they didn't clamp down by sitting back, clogging the neutral zone or playing on their heels and trying to, put their arms around the lead and just hug the life out of it, George. No, they played on their toes. They played aggressively. They kept playing their game. And by doing so, they kept the puck away from Edmonton. Lord knows the Penguins would not have been good enough, no matter how structured or disciplined they were in the third period. If they gave up the puck and tried to defend, Edmonton would have scored 6. Edmonton was not playing poorly whatsoever on Thursday, but it's the Penguins who did enough right things, got a few more saves from Nedeljkovic, and that guy, he cracks me up, does Ned. Asked in the postgame about some of those acrobatic saves that he made, he's like, I got lucky on a few of those. You'd like to be square, but, I'm glad I made the save. Shut up. He made some great saves, but he's too modest to kind of thump his chest and take some credit. He made some great saves. Marc-Andre Fleury would have been proud, that's for sure. So, the Crosby line, brilliant. Sidney Crosby, Brian Rust, 3 points. Ricard Raquel had only 2 points. Kevin Hayes and Drew O'Connor scored, although Drew O'Connor kind of scored in the midst of a line change. A couple of the Penguins' top liners were out there. O'Connor jumps out, gets a good rip from the left circle behind me, beat Stuart Skinner. Hayes also scored on a great play by O'Connor. Jesse Puljujarvi kind of broke up a little pass in the offensive zone. O'Connor pounced. The forechecker, O'Connor pounced, won a couple of puck battles, slipped the puck to Hayes in front. Really a great third line sort of goal. Here's something we can talk about for a quick moment. I don't necessarily think they got much credit on Thursday because they didn't score. The Penguins' second line, centered by Cody Glass, Michael Bunting on the left, Anthony Beauvillier on the right. They only had a few offensive chances, I think 5 overall scoring chances. They allowed 0. For the second consecutive game, that second line allowed a goose egg in terms of scoring chances. In the third period, they defended incredibly well by getting the puck in the offensive zone. You saw them cycling down low, Beauvillier trying to get to the net. Even Glass spun off a defender with the puck, took the biscuit to the cage, didn't get rewarded. They kept Edmonton on their heels when they were on the ice. And, that shift, especially in the third period, was a big momentum solidifier. There's no term for that, obviously, because before that, Sidney Crosby had made a great play, kind of down on one knee, getting harassed, knocks the puck back to his defenseman. The Penguins keep possession of it. Then the second line comes out and really pins Edmonton deep. That's momentum. That's wearing Edmonton down. That's taking energy on the road for a Western Conference team. And I thought, that was with about 11 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go. That really changed the complexion of the third period because it boosted the Penguins and it clearly deflated Edmonton. So there you go. Lots of praise. No criticism for the Penguins on Thursday. They won a very important game. They kind of got off the schneid. They're only their second win since the holiday freeze ended. This will firmly establish them in that muddy middle Eastern Conference playoff race, which I think should make them pretty happy. They'll practice again on Friday. I've got a couple of column ideas. Curious how you saw this game. I had a blast watching it. The speed, the physicality, the unpredictability, the wildness of the game, that was hockey. And the NHL didn't have it on national TV. But I digress. From PPG Paints Arena, I'm Dan Kingerski on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now YouTube channel.